Hey, Dark Dave, have you seen my goggles anywhere? I've been looking for them. I can't seem to find them anywhere.
What?
What? Yeah, what?
What? I'm trying something new. Oh, I see how it is. Yeah, Superman can take the underwear off the outside of his suit. Spider-Man can get a fancy glowing spider, and I can't try goggles? Not cool, man. That's costume alienation. Costumism.
Just ask.
Can I wear your goggles?
Yes.
Greetings, everyone, and welcome to Week in Geek. It is Batman vs. Superman week. Cram and I both saw the film. Reviews are extremely interesting. The Rotten Tomatoes score looks like this in terms of critics and fans, and I haven't seen a discrepancy that big in a very long time. Not sure if it's Snyder haters, Affleck haters, DC haters, or just people who didn't like the movie. But we will talk more about that when we do our review. So go ahead and check out that video. We'll put a link down in the, what's the word, doobly-doo?
Doobly-doo.
We'll put it down in the doobly-doo for everyone. We do have some more Justice League news. Jason Momoa on his Instagram page released a picture of the fully assembled Justice League on the red carpet. I'm assuming going to see Batman vs. Superman. So that was pretty cool to see. Also, a new Wonder Woman photo dropped from her film, featuring her and the rest of the Amazons, so that was some interesting stuff. And lastly, we have an interview with Zack Snyder where he points out that the reason he didn't go with Grant Gustin for the Flash over the role played by Ezra Miller for the film is because he felt that the tone wasn't right for Grant. Don't know that I agree with that. Not a huge fan of the casting. I don't really see Ezra Miller, even after seeing the film, as the Flash, but that just could be because I love Grant so much.
The one thing I will say is they've kind of set a precedent where, in fact, they aren't using the crossovers from any of the other shows or anything like that. The guy who they have playing Deadshot isn't the same guy, obviously, as Will Smith. The person who they have playing Amanda Waller is different.
I get that, but, you know, you and I have discussed this off camera. It would have added a little brevity to the situation with Grant being the Flash, and the Flash has always been the comedian of the group anyway, so it just would have mixed things up, I think, a little better for everyone. And speaking of the Justice League, darkness, dead parents. Lego Batman trailer hit this week, and it is hysterical. Once again, we have Will Arnett reprising the role of Lego Batman. We have him doing a little beatboxing. We have a special appearance by, I think, is that Siri I'm hearing?
Yes.
Very funny. So we got Siri, we've got Will Arnett at his best, and check out the trailer. It's hysterical. We'll put the old link down in the doobly-doo. Also, speaking of Batman, he's got new threads as of Batman number 50, which dropped this week. And they are adding some yellow back into the costume. And typically when they have yellow in the Batman costume, it means he's going to be a little lighter. And so we know he's been reborn. And so hopefully we'll see a little of that. I know Alfred alludes to it in the book. But now the Bat logo and the belt have some yellow accent. We've got some convention news. We've got C2E2 that happened this week. There is a ton of stuff that came out of that convention. And so I highly recommend going out and taking a look at it for yourself. Lots of interviews, lots of upcoming releases. We've got Spider-Man Civil War 2 as a series that just got announced at C2E2. And looks like he's playing a pivotal role in this Civil War, much like he did with the first one. Although, hey, how about you keep your mask on for this one, Spidey? Because that was the stupidest thing I've ever read. Hang on. Never mind. Making a deal with Satan to save the life of your aunt is the stupidest thing I've ever heard of. Man, they do some stupid stuff with Spider-Man in the comic books. Good grief. Also, we've got Wondercon happening this week. There's some Rebirth videos that came out ahead of the convention. We'll have more news in our next Week in Geek about some of the things coming out of that. We've got a video featuring some shadows, some silhouettes. One of them is Superboy and Robin, which is interesting that Superboy is coming back into the mix. And it looks like the Trinity's there, plus Flash and Croc. I think that's Power Ring flying in the background, and then there's Cyborg, and of course Harley Quinn, since she's coming up for the big movie later on this year, the Suicide Squad, and so she's still a pivotal part of DC. So that's got to be her in that picture too. We've got a ton of casting news coming out for TV series. Ava Gracie has been cast as Maxima in Supergirl. She's a wrestler from the WWE, and I gotta say this. please, please, please cast more of these folks in these movies. They have the build for it. They've got the personality for it. They're actors already. We've got Drax as a perfect example.
Yeah.
Bring them on. A big casting came down for Amazon's The Tick. Peter Seratonowicz is going to play the pivotal character, and all I have to say to that is Spoon! I can't wait to see it. I love me some Tick. Fernanda Andrade and Oded Fehr have been cast for Marvel's Most Wanted. Neither one of them have been given any roles, and I barely know who either one of them are, so good for them. And lastly, Zendaya, the Disney actress, has been cast as Michelle in the Tom Holland Spider-Man Reboot. I will not rage mode, I will not rage mode. I will go to my safe spot. Okay, so it looks like Sony's going to reboot Spider-Man yet again.
Yay! Hang on to that license.
They really do want to hang on to that license. And I know Tom Holland looks the part, and that's great and all, but just carry the story forward. I swear, if I have to see him get bit by that spider one more time, I'm going to freak out. We all know the origin of Spider-Man. Let's just move past it. If they put the Green Goblin in this movie, I am going to scream. And who the hell is Michelle? No one has ever heard of a character with that name in any of Spider-Man's mythos. So I guess we'll see what becomes of it. I'm kind of looking forward to it. I guess I'm going to have to see it because I'm a Spider-Man fan. But seriously, Sony, you're starting to kill me with these reboots. Just push the story forward, please. That's going to do it for Week in Geek this week. Light week. But Batman vs. Superman is taking all the news, and we are planning on reviewing that, so check out the video. We'll drop the link down at the doobly-doo, and we'll see you next week for, I'm assuming, more Wondercon news and news for films that are coming out later this year.
As always, if you enjoyed the video, make sure you share and subscribe. And if you want to follow up on anything that we talked about today, check out the links down in the doobly-doo.
You ready, Cram?
Ready.
Supervillain freeze frame.